Greetings, Africa. Welcome to another installment of the Uprising Feed. This is the segment where I will be giving you the latest in your news, locally, continentally, and internationally. I am your host, MbaliNtuli. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click on that notification button so you don't miss any of our new content. Here are your stories. We begin the segment on a very sad note. Former Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari has sadly passed away on Sunday in London, where he had been receiving medical treatment. He first took power in Africa's most populous nation in 1983 after a military coup running an authoritarian reign until fellow soldiers ousted him less than 20 months later. When he was elected in 2015 on his fourth attempt, he became the first opposition candidate to win a presidential election there. Buhari rode into power in that election on a wave of goodwill after promising to rid Nigeria of chronic corruption and a deadly security crisis. He led until 2023 during a period marked by Boko Haram's extremist violence in the northeast and a plunging economy. Current President Bola Tinubu, in a statement, described Buhari as a patriot, a soldier, a statesman to the very core. Tinubu dispatched the vice president to bring Buhari's body home from London. From all of us here at 1Africa Radio TV, we are sending out our deepest and heartfelt condolences to the Buhari family. May his soul rest in peace. On to South African news now. South African President Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa has suspended Police Minister Mchunu following serious allegations made by General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, a top police official. Mkhwanazi accused Mchunu and Deputy Police Commissioner Shadrack Sibiya of interfering in sensitive investigations and colluding with criminal syndicates. Ramaphosa has appointed Professor Firoz Kachalia as acting Minister of Police. Meanwhile, Mkhwanazi further alleged that Mchunu and Sibiya disbanded a critical crime-fighting unit that was investigating a string of politically motivated killings. These killings were reported linked to organized criminal networks. On to Liberia now. Liberia's President Joseph Boakai expressed that he was absolutely honored to meeting U.S. President Donald Trump last week and did not take offense at Trump's remark regarding his English fluency, which is his native language, as stated by Liberia's foreign minister last Friday. The comment from the U.S. president has even led to the creation of a popular tribute song in the West African nation. Last Wednesday, Trump commended President Joseph Boakai for his proficiency in English, seemingly oblivious to the fact that English is Liberia's official language. Boakai, who like many other Liberians speak English as his first language, laughed awkwardly and mentioned that he had received his education in Liberia. Cameroon's longtime leader, President Paul Biya, has officially announced he will run for another term in office, ending months of speculation over his political future. The 92-year-old made the announcement on social media, stated his continued determination to serve and promising that the best is yet to come. Biya has been the helm of Cameroon for over 40 years, making him the second longest-serving president in Africa. His decision to seek re-election has sparked criticism from opposition figures as well as human rights advocates. One prominent activist described the announcement as a clear sign of Cameroon's stalled political transition, adding that the country is in urgent need of democratic change and accountable leadership. In 2018, Biya secured a controversial victory with over 70% of the vote. That election was marked by allegations of fraud, lower vote turnout, and violence. The electoral process for Gabon's local and legislative elections is officially underway. The timetable for the September 27 vote has been announced, and members of the National Election Commission have been sworn in by the Constitutional Court. The revision of electoral rolls across the country begins on July 14th, which was on Monday and will continue until the 12th of August. This will ensure new voters are added and decrease or ineligible voters are being removed from the rolls. It will also register any changes of voting center and update personal data. People aged 18 and over with a PIN, also known as personal identification number, are automatically registered and need only choose their polling center. Local electoral commission will be set up by July 26 and deployed across the country and abroad. And finally, the African Gaming Championship, also known as AGC, Africa's premier esports event, is back with even greater ambition, aiming to catapult African gamers onto the global stage while nurturing a growing ecosystem that extends far beyond the controller. Held for the second time after a successful pilot at UCT in 2024, this year's AGC is not just larger, it has expanded its scope. The event, hosted by the African Cyber Gaming League in Cape Town, Grand West, is positioning itself as the launchpad for Africa's rising e-sports stars, with global partnerships, prize pools reaching up to $1 million, and a clear mission: structure, access, and recognition for African players. The African Gaming Championship features schools, universities, and open divisions, maintaining accessibility while preserving competitive intensity. With over 125,000 registered players and 300 schools in its affiliated leagues, the African Gaming Championships aims to integrate esports into mainstream youth culture across the continent. That wraps up news on my side. Here are your entertainment news. Hello, hi, Ninjani. I hope you guys are doing good. Did you miss me? I'm back like Mtakasi, back like Mkokotlo. This is your latest in entertainment news. I am your host with the most, your Captain Fandisela Mbali. Don't forget to subscribe, like, click that notification button, and of course, follow us on our social media platforms at 1africaradiotv. Here are your entertainment news. South African DJ and producer Mbongeni Ndlovu, better known as Oscar Mbo, guys, it's not Oscar Mbio, has added his voice to the growing wave of frustration over government inaction on crime and corruption. Now, this time triggered by President Cyril Ramaphosa's much anticipated national address that happened this past Sunday. Ramaphosa's speech followed explosive claims by KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, who last week revealed the existence of a sophisticated criminal syndicate allegedly infiltrating the highest levels of South Africa's law enforcement, intelligence, as well as political structures. Among the allegations, interference in sensitive police investigations, collusion with murder-accused business figures, and protection of drug cartels involving police, metro officers, prosecutors, and even members of the judiciary. Now, going further afield, do you guys remember Tisha from Sister Sister? Do you guys remember that? Well, forget about it. So, Tisha Campbell returns to the big screen alongside Melissa De Sousa in Operation Aunties, a sharp cybercrime dramery. I didn't know that genre exists. Well, it's drama and comedy where two fierce women team up to take down a dark web trafficking ring. How cool is that? The film delivers a mixture of suspense, sisterhood, and of course, humor, all set against the high-stakes world of cyber warfare. This film also embraces cultural themes, including the term auntie, often used by younger members of the African American community to refer to older women who aren't relatives. While the term once carried a hint of age-based teasing, both actors now see it differently. Sign of respect. If you guys haven't checked out the movie, please go do so. It's called Operation Aunties. Go check that out. On coming back to our continent, which is Africa, northern Ghana was historically a center for the trade of human lives. Captives from northern community like Nok or Nuuk, English guys is having a meeting, now part of Togo, were taken to slave markets. DW's Maxwell, I almost said Matthews, Maxwell Souk joined a group of descendants of their poignant return. They seek to reconnect with their ancestors. Charmaine, John, and Marianne are descendants of enslaved Africans. Having been born in the Caribbean, they traveled from New York to northern Togo. Nok is where the Moba people seek refugee from the Chokosis. I thought it was Tokolosh, but it's telekinesis. Who were slave raiders targeting their neighbors to sell to European traders. Some great news in the entertainment news. Liha Miller, ex-wife of Ghanaian artist Patapa, has remarried and shared the good news on TikTok. The post featured adorable pictures of her and her new husband. I'm also married. Look here, I'm also married. But anyway, the news of her marriage comes shortly after she and Patapa finalized their divorce, ending a years-long separation. But in June 2024, Liha Miller confirmed that her marriage to Patapa was in shambles. She disclosed that the marriage, which took place in 2021, broke down shortly after the wedding, and they had been separated for over 2 years. So you're telling me you're married and then you divorced and then you remarried again. But congrats, we are proud of you. Like I said, I'm also married. So please, don't try your luck. Don't try your luck. On to some shocking news now. Gagasi FM has stated that their actions, before we even get to the story, do you guys watch The Real Housewives of Durban? Do you guys know the character MbaliNtuli? MbaliNtuli. Well, not me, but I'm MbaliNtuli, but not Minnie. My name is not Minnie like Minnie Mouse, but we are not there. Anyway, Gagasi FM has stated that the actions of The Real Housewives of Durban co-star and Gagasi FM radio presenter MbaliNtuli left the station shocked and disappointed. Ntuli co-hosts the morning show The Uprising alongside reality star Felix Hlophe. The station's statement follows a heated moment on the recent two-part reunion episode of the reality TV show, where an unseen clip was aired showing Ntuli in an argument with fellow cast member Londi London. How can you name yourself a city? But okay. In the video, the confrontation between London and Ntuli escalated when Ntuli took offense to London's question about her upbringing, feeling it was a personal attack to her parents. Nah, guys, don't do that. The situation intensified as Ntuli threw a cushion and approached London, accusing her of disrespecting her parents and dishonoring them. This followed London asking her who raised her, as she had shown a lack of respect to others. Guys, you can't be saying such things about people's parents. Like, really, you can't be doing that. Like, get yourselves together. And finally, on ending of the entertainment news on a very positive note, if you guys are into comedy like myself, well, the Gen Z comedy show held on the 10th of July at the Kigali Conference and Exhibition Center had the audience in stitches, with performances from local comedians and the Ugandan comedy sensation teacher Mbamire. Hey guys, such names that I butcher here. Mbamire, who headlined the event, he spiced up his act with rib-cracking laughs, bringing back his popular comic character that impersonated the Ugandan president Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Hey guys, that's how I said butchering. It's not my forte. In his signature style, Mbamire stepped to the stage carrying classic teacher prop books, sticks, a chalkboard, and more, while cracking jokes about the Nigerian movies that were once wildly popular. Guys, remember when Nigerian movies used to blow up? Guys, let me cook. Anyway, with that being said, he went on to make jokes about Gen Z. I'm a Gen Z myself, but I'm not a head girl of the 2000s. Comparing the group across East Africa. When you mention Gen Z in the region, people think of Kenya, where protests have erupted over demands they say about being ignored. But in Rwanda, Gen Z comes together for laughter instead of riots. Guys, there are countries that may go through a lot, but just know, Uguti, we do have people that brighten up our day, like literally. Anyway, before I leave, let me also crack a joke for a bit. Let me show them how it's done. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Cameraman, knock, knock. Telly Tabbies. That wraps up. Sorry, guys, my jokes are bad. Guys, that wraps up entertainment news on my side. I am MbaliNtuli. I will check you guys on the flip side. Adios, amigos.